everyone! So I just finished watching the newest episode of American Horror Story Hotel, and it was okay. If you've watched my previous videos, then you know that I'm not a huge fan of John's storyline, and that's what this whole episode was. It was about John. So basically, the gist of the episode was them confirming what the majority of fans already figured out, which was that he is the Ten Commandments killer. I mean, I really don't think it was deserving of an entire episode, considering most fans figured it out within the first episode, so I don't know. I feel like unless you're a total idiot, then you would have figured it out already. They didn't do a very good job of, like, hiding the fact that he would be the killer, that he would end up being the guy. So, I figured it out within the first episode. Feel like most fans did as well. So, to have an entire episode dedicated to it was kind of stupid to me. But that could also just be because I'm not a huge fan of the John storyline. The only thing that saved this episode for me was the fact that Mr. March was in the majority of it. I love him. I think that Evan Peters is doing a fantastic job as Mr. March. I love his accent. I love his clothes. I love his story. Everything about him. I love him. And I was really excited to see him in it. Pretty much, the episode was John telling his little cop partner friend, whose name I can't remember, basically just explaining the fact that he is the Ten Commandments killer. This is something that he figured out when he went back to the Hotel Cortez, and he basically just went to Liz Taylor and was like, I know the Ten Commandments killer is here. Show him to me, blah, blah, blah. And then Sally showed him, brought him to room 64, which happens to be the room that he was staying in. And basically just kind of put all the pieces together for John, and he figured it all out. And he's like, holy shit, I'm the killer. And so he was just telling the cop partner guy the whole story, the whole shebang, shaboodle, basically explaining why he's the killer and how he did certain killings and all of that, and how he came about being the killer. And we learned that he was chosen by Mr. March to be his little protege kind of thing. Mr. March wanted someone who can carry off and continue and finish his little killings that he had begun in the 20s or 30s, and he spent a long time looking for someone who was capable of doing exactly what he wanted, and he found that in John. I thought that was quite interesting. I really enjoyed how they went about showing how Mr. March got him to doing it. Basically, he just brought out the darkness that was inside John's heart, which didn't really seem like a difficult thing to do. But I don't know. Anyways, I really enjoyed watching Mr. March kind of empower John in a way. You know, he helped John accept the fact that he is a crazy ass motherfucker and he's got some demons deep down inside. I really liked how he was kind of encouraging John to open up and just, you know, show that darkness that's inside of him, and he did. Pretty much Mr. March was behind Lady Gaga stealing Holden. He had her abduct Holden as a way of pushing John into that pushing him off over the cliff of sanity and straight into the abyss of insanity. And Mr. March thought that that was what he needed in order for John to open up and get in the right mentality, which is exactly what happened, and it worked, and it worked to Mr. March's favor, and so that was explained. I thought it was a decent episode. I only liked it because of Mr. March, and I really am kind of sad that they dedicated an entire episode to something that the fans pretty much already figured out. I would have much rather seen the episode be about, you know, what the hell the whole situation is with Natasha and Valentino. If you don't remember, that's the Countess's maker and his wife, and they had that whole threesome thing happening. I would have liked to have seen what was going on with them, because we know that they are in the real world. I would have also liked to seen Lady Gaga / the Countess's reaction to Alex making little kid vampire, and then the little kid vampire, you know, creating havoc at that school. I don't think that they have even talked about that yet. And I'm still waiting for them to explain the whole crazy guy with the drill strap-on dildo thing. Like, that's weird. I don't know. But hopefully we get some explanations next episode, because I'm going to be really annoyed if we don't get some kind of closure. Like, I'm dying to know who the fuck is the guy with the drill for a strap-on. Like, that's weird. That's crazy. I'd like to know who the hell that guy is, but that's just me. So, there wasn't really much to talk about for this episode, to be quite honest, because it's all pretty simple. John's the 10 Commandment killer, and that's that. That's what the entire episode was about, was the fact that he is the killer. He ended up killing his detective buddy and chopping his dick off, because it is revealed that his partner was having sexual relations with his wife Alex. So one of the 10 Commandments is, what is it? You know, don't bang your friend's wife. And, or, you know, like, don't have an affair outside of your marriage. So he killed his partner and he chopped his dick off and brought the dick to the Hotel Cortez so he could put it in his little display that Mr. March has going. He's got like a collection going of all of the different mementos from his little 10 Commandments killings. Like, he has a hand in there. I forgot. I think that one was for not to steal. And then he's got some teeth in there. I don't remember what it's for, but it's for something. And so basically they're kind of like trophies from each killing. So John decided to take the guy's dick. And Mr. March was actually quite pleased. He thought that was very creative of John, so good job, John. Anyways, so there's not much else to talk about. Hopefully next week's episode will be a little bit more interesting, and they will give us more answers for different things. Like I said, I really want to see the Countess's reaction to Alex having made those little kitty vampires, and a bunch of other different things. I'd like to see how that whole thing is going to play out with Alex and John being the killer, and Alex being a vampire now, and the Countess being the Countess. You know, they showed Liz Taylor for like a millisecond, and she was crying. I'm assuming that the tears were for Kristen, you know, the one that he loved, so we'll see. But anyways, let me know what you think about the episode, and where do you think that the season's going to end? How do you think that the season finale is going to happen? What's going to happen in the episode? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you guys next week.